Tonight's project is going to be using March's Club Couture transfer called Botanicals. I'm going to do it on this Aiden board that I chalked a few months ago, so now I'm going to remove the image so that I could reuse it. But tonight's project is actually a classic example of do as I say, not as I do. I made one mistake after another on this project. Please learn from my mistakes. Definitely I should have started off with the paste and peel method, and in my haste, because I was live, I just have a tendency to try and hurry up when I'm live all the time, I made things worse. So if this happens to you, watch to find out how to fix it. Okay, so I'll let that set for a moment or two, and then I'm going to use a board eraser to remove the image, and probably a paper towel, and maybe even a fuzzing cloth to dry it real quick. But the transfer I'm going to be using tonight is called Botanicals. It is March 2023's Club Couture offering, and it's a variety of different flowers, a little butterfly, and then the words, "Just keep breathing." And I think that's always good advice. I'm always telling someone when they're upset, breathe, or take a deep breath, relax and breathe. It truly does make a difference. If you could catch a panic attack at the very start and realize what's going on, sometimes that could head it off. And it's something that can be very useful. The other thing I found is box breathing is a Navy SEAL trick, and it's kind of amazing too. The color paste used in this month's transfer that come with Club Couture are Camel, Papaya, and Shimmer Melon. I absolutely love working with the shimmers. They are so much fun and add so much to a project. So I've spritzed my board with the existing image with water. I'm going to let it set a minute or two, and then I'm going to clean it using my board eraser. You can also use your paste scraper, and we have one that works perfectly for this and does not damage the chalkboard beneath it. Unfortunately, I didn't have it handy, so I was relegated to just using my board eraser, which works really good at removing the image. The paste scraper you could use wet or dry, and generally for a larger project I will use it, or if there's large areas of a heavy concentration of paste, I'll use the paste scraper. But I think I could do this without using too much elbow grease here. It's coming off pretty good. The other thing that's is really good with the board eraser is once you remove an image, if you have any ghosting or you could faintly see the original image beneath it, spritz it with water again and use a board eraser again, and then wipe it off, and that'll remove any ghosting that you may have. And ghosting occurs more commonly with the deeper pigmented paste, or if you've had it on your surface for a real long time. But it really doesn't take more than like 2 minutes to remove the ghosting, so that really generally is not an issue. Well, I've got this almost cleaned up, so this has been pretty easy here. Like I said earlier, this project was one issue after another. I did not go with the Club Couture paste colors. I chose my own for this, and one of the issues that I ran into is I chose forest green for some of the stems, and I used the eucalyptus and forest green, and you'll see when I use the forest green against the black, it just doesn't really show up enough. It fades away. But stick around and you'll see how I fix that issue too. Like I say, this was one thing after another, almost a comedy of errors. I actually even dropped my transfer on the floor and cut that part out. So it was kind of crazy town, but it all worked out. And I've got Mom sitting here actually looking over my shoulder. She's my little, I want to say cheering section. She really is. She loves seeing what I make and will always give me her opinion. If it doesn't suit with her taste, she'll let me know it. Okay, I'm just trying to make sure I got all the shimmer off of here. I'm going to probably give it another spritz and go over it one more time and just make sure I don't have any shadowing. I see just a teeny bit right up here. And I should have flipped that board eraser over. I ended up just getting some shimmer paste on here. Usually I cut my board eraser into a couple different pieces so that I'm not using a full board eraser on a project, but I figure this is a pretty decent sized surface. I'll use the whole thing. So I pretty much got that all off. Let me grab a fuzzing cloth. It'll help pick up some of this little shimmer in here. Dry it off and we'll get going. Our fuzzing towel has two sides. One's microfiber, the other side is the terry that we use for fuzzing. The microfiber is great for drying and removing streaks from the Aden boards, or really any boards. Our Aden board is porcelain coated steel, and it's magnetic, and it has this nice little distressed frame in white. Now, of course, if you wanted to paint it, you could paint it. I've kept mine white, and they really are an elegant piece. They pretty much go with just about any type of decor. Let's see. You grab my fuzzing cloth here, fuzz my transfer, and we'll get moving on that. Ooh, I didn't even, oops, I did take it out of its little envelope. Okay. So this is an interesting transfer. It obviously can be used on a multitude of projects, and you can actually mix and match images from one transfer with another when you're designing something. It's really up to you, whatever you want to do. I'm going to do this just as it is, at least for this particular project, but I could see a lot of applications where I might want to add this little butterfly that's up in the corner, or the individual flowers, or maybe the little daisies here or something. I don't have to. I could pick and choose what I want to add, or if something just has a little spot that's a little bare and I want to add something on it, I could grab these little flowers. There's plenty of variety here. If you are in my Chalk with Kathie VIP group, I'm doing a live check-in on Monday. Drop me a line, let me know what your favorite flower is. And when I'm live Monday night at 9 o'clock, if you're watching and I pick your name, I'll be sending you a little bit of Happy Mail. Now you might notice that I'm fuzzing a little bit more than normal here. That's because I'm putting this on the Aden board. It's porcelain covered steel. It's extraordinarily smooth, so it will stick very strongly to it. And what I'm doing is deliberately lessening the adhesiveness of the back of this, the stickiness, so that it doesn't stick quite as strongly, because I don't want to have a difficult time lifting it off when I'm done chalking it. And whenever you're putting your transfers on a very smooth surface, you'll find that they stick much more strongly than they do to other surfaces. For example, glass, metal, mirror, your transfers are going to stick very snugly. Okay, I just want to smooth this out, make sure I don't have any air bubbles under any of my images. Okay. Now I'm going to be using a multitude of colors here. So I'm going to turn this around a little bit and do my stems first. Just kind of get them out of the way. And I'm going to use my detail tool to do that. I was intending on using my multi-tool, but it took a walk. I swear, me and my tools have not been getting along lately. I keep losing or misplacing things. It actually is probably in the other room by the sink, but I didn't actually get up and go look for it, and I probably should. Yeah. So I'm applying some forest green here. I've got a couple different, oh, I got a little piece of fuzz in my face. That's weird. Got a couple different greens out so that I could do the stems all at one time. This is a little bit of a wide stem. It probably would have went better with the multi-tool than the detail tool. Detail tool has a very narrow squeegee on the end of it, which is great for doing the stems, but for the flowers I think I'm going to need to use a mini squeegee. Otherwise it's going to take too long to do it. And I'm used to most of my projects going pretty quickly. In general, I say with Club Couture, give yourself an hour of creative bliss every month by subscribing to Club Couture. It is a subscription package. It comes with an 8.5 by 11 inch transfer and 3 individual paste packets to do your project. The paste packets, you could usually get 2 projects or more out of the paste packets, depending upon how much needs to be chalked on the image. The detail in this transfer actually begs for the use of the paste and peel technique or method, and I thought I was moving along quick enough, but in retrospect I see where I ran into a little bit of problem with this project. So learn from my mistakes. In reality, as soon as I had the one stem done, I should have lifted and done the paste and peel so that my paste would not dry in the silk screen. But silly me, I went on to the second stem and just continued thinking I was moving it along in enough of a clip. Especially when you're working on something that's fine lined like this, or if the room is a little bit warmer than normal. Try the paste and peel. It doesn't, that extra few seconds really saves you a little bit in the long run. You'll see how I fixed it though, but in reality, if I had done paste and peel from the beginning, it would have been a much simpler project. Let me clean off my detail tool. Right now, we've got a really cool special for Club Couture members during the month of March, when Club Couture members place a $100 order, which, you know, that's a substantial order. However, we have Transfer Palooza going on right now. Buy 3 transfers, get 1 free. So if there's anything you've had your eye on for a while, definitely grab it while you can get it basically at 25% off. When you pick your 4 transfers, the one that you will get free is the lowest price. So obviously if you want 4 large transfers, 4 C size or D size or E size or whatever, I would get them all at the same time so that you really take advantage of that. Buy 3, get 1 free. So anyway, with that going on right now, if you place a $100 order and you are a Club Couture member, you get our tote that holds your transfers and a fuzzing cloth. The retail amount for the fuzzing cloth is normally $8. The tote is $20. Oh wait, or is the fuzzing towel $12? Heck, I was thinking it was a $32 value, so I could be off on the prices there a little bit. But really an exceptional value. I mean, seriously amazing. So if there's anything you've been waiting to get, grab it. If you've ever wondered or thought maybe you'd like to do what I do, now's the time to look into it. We've got a great deal for new designers. We have what's called our Perks Pack. You could sign up for $9.99, which gives you access to basically our discounts and whatever, or you could take advantage of our Perks packs. We have 2 different ones. They basically give you over $200 in supplies for just $99. And if you just want to save money on craft supplies, or you actually want to work it as a business, the choice is up to you. But for this month, during March, we have a limited edition of one of the Perks packs that includes our spring cottontail bunny and the corresponding cutout that goes with it. It is such a beautiful option. You might want to check it out. If so, comment team and I'll send you some more info. early on the company had allocated a certain number of the actual transfers, the spring cottontail and its corresponding chalkable bunny, and two actually make up the special Easter Perks Pack kit. So if those are two items that you were hoping to get and missed out when they basically flew off the shelves, this is the way to do it. And there's also an extra add-on special for both Perks Packs. 3 additional box frames will come with it while supplies last and only during March. By now I realize that I'm in trouble. I probably should have been doing the paste and peel all along as I did each stem lift up the transfer so that I'm not getting the paste drying in the transfer. You'll see that when I lift it at some point, the paste has dried and it lifts up from the surface, which presents a little bit of a problem. Not too big. I'll show you how to rectify it if this ever happens to you. Just bear in mind, if you're working on something with a lot of detail like this, start off with the paste and peel. Do a little section, do your pasting, lift it up, go on to the next section. It really doesn't take a lot of time, and it'll solve this issue for you. But stick around and see how I fixed it. The worst thing that could happen if your paste dries in your transfer is it might lift up when you lift the transfer. And you could, on our chalkboards, that's easily remedied by just removing the image and, washing it off and the area that lifted, and then laying your transfer once you've cleaned it back down and re-chalking it. Okay, I'm going to lift this up, hence the paste and peel. I pasted, now I'm peeling it up to take a look at what I've done. Okay, this doesn't look too bad. I think I just missed this. I don't have any lifting. This might be a little lifting, I'm not sure. Okay, let me see what has clattered to the floor. I've got it, it's fine. Sorry for the interruption there. Let's get back to this project and how to fix it and use the paste and peel. Let's put it into action so I don't have the issue further on. Okay, so paste and peel, you lift it, you let it dry for a moment or two, and then you lay it back down. So I've got an area right here that I missed a little paste, and right there. So I'm going to go back over them really quickly. If I can remember exactly where it was, I think it's right here. And, oh goodness, I don't remember where this was. Right here. Let me lift it up, make sure the paste went through okay. No, this really didn't. So now I do have the paste dried in the silkscreen, and not only can I not rectify it the way it is, it's stuck in the silkscreen, so applying it again is not really going through onto the surface below. So I've got a little bit of lifting, and I've got enough where that it's dried that I can't add paste to rectify it. So we'll fix it later on. Anywhere that I have the blossoms or the butterfly, I want that to be pressed down. I've got an air bubble here. Let me see if I could scoot it away. There, that worked fine. Okay, so let me cover up my paste and go on to the next colors. I don't need a lot. A little bit of paste truly goes a long way. I thought this was such a large flower, perfect for the dream car. Isn't this a beautiful hot pink? So I'm going to scrape off the excess, smooth it out, and put the excess back into the jar. I think I'm going to use this at the bottom for the wording too, so to think about that a little bit. And let's see, how about our peach cobbler for this one? Another one I hadn't fully taken the lid off of. Let me just scrape it off of here. Oh, I stuck my finger right in it. Oh my goodness, no one could ever accuse me of not being the messiest crafter around. Seriously, I could really create a mess, but it's a good thing our paste is water soluble. It makes cleanup easy. It goes on liquid. Whoops, now I got some on the frame. Batting 100 here. It goes on liquid but does dry hard. Once this paste is dried, you could run your hand over it and you're not going to smear it. It's recommended that you dry dust it though. You don't want to wet it. If it does get a little wet, as long as you don't rub it or nobody scrubs at it, it won't bleed and it won't run. So there are people who have things that they actually have outside and have been rained on, or the back of their car windows or whatever, and it hasn't been an impact. There hasn't been an impact. Okay, I'm going to get this little butterfly up here while I can, in the same color, the peach cobbler. Make sure that's down. Here we go. Clean that off and close this up. It's a good idea not to leave your pastes open because they are made from chalk. It's chalk paste, not chalk paint, totally different animal, and you don't want it drying out. So let's see what other color I want to do here. Let's do this in the shimmer flamingo. Ooh, isn't that a beautiful bright color? Jump right into the hottest club in town. Club Couture brings a transfer and 3 coordinating paste packets directly to your door, free shipping, for only $21.99 a month. Our transfers are reusable 8 to 12 times with proper care, and this is an easy way to add a little bit of relaxation and creativity to your life. Club members also get special perks. They get a discount on shipping for their first order of every month, which you don't have to order anything additional, but if you choose to, your first order comes to you for just $5.99 shipping. So if you're thinking of adding some surfaces, some frames, whatever, anything heavy, this is the time to do it. Because regardless of the size of the order or the weight of the order, the shipping is only $5.99 for the first order for club members. There's other perks and advantages too. Each transfer comes with 3 different colored paste packets specifically coordinated to the transfer of the month, and you can make the project 2 or more times with that paste. There's enough paste there to do it. Membership does have its privileges, and throughout the year there's different specials offered for club members. This month, place a certain order and you can get a free tote and buzzing cloth. And your very first order from Club Couture will include a mini squeegee, so you're all set to hit the ground running. Now the daisies, right? We need yellow for the daisies. And I think I'm going to make the daisies white. Let me get the center in with the little detail tool. Perfect for something this tiny. Just need a tiny, tiny little dab there just to get this little outline. I usually like to work pulling the squeegee towards me instead of away from me. So this is a little awkward the way I have it set up right now. Let me turn my board around so that I could work a little bit more efficiently here. Get my squeegees out of the way. My bright white paste. I'm just cleaning the paste off of the area that I'm using. I'm not making it perfect here. So let's go. I did that backwards. I was trying to bring the daisies towards me and didn't realize what I did. Okay. If you've ever wondered what it's like to be a chalk couture designer, let me tell you, it is more fun than you would ever imagine. The creativeness and the camaraderie of the group of designers and everything that you learn and the mentoring is just actually mind-boggling. It's absolutely wonderful. So whether you'd like to join to become a designer, to make a little side money, to replace a full-time position, or just to save money on craft supplies or maybe on materials if you're a maker selling at craft fairs or whatever, comment team below and I will send you the link to a no obligation video that tells you a lot more about it. I'd love to see you join my team. I'm always happy to help and mentor and nurture and share the knowledge that I learn along the way. So if you're interested, just comment team. And then one last little daisy. Oops, I grabbed too much paste. Can you believe it? I just need a tiny little dab here. Then I'll lift this up, take a look at it. Oh wait, I forgot to do the wording, didn't I? I need to do the wording. But before I do that, I am going to do a peel and paste and peel, lift it up so it's not drying in the silkscreen portion of the transfer. So I'm going to set this back down because I still need to do the wording. And lift this. Now the detail tool has a little pointy end, which is great for scraping paste off an area where you don't want it, or if I've got any blurring, but it's also good for lifting up your transfers when you don't have any fingernails left. Oh, this is drying in my transfer. Oh no, not good. Yeah, I had it down too long. This is exactly what happens if you're not quick enough, and even with the paste and peel, I should have probably peeled part of this up. So I'm going to leave it as it is. I'm going to do the wording and then clean up my transfer and fix that. Let me do the wording really quick in my dream car. I know I have the squeegee still out here. Okay. Let me quickly get this portion done. I think that looks good. You want to apply the paste, smooth it out, remove any lines or any excess paste, and then lift it up. So let's do a little peel and reveal here and see what I have to fix up a little bit. Now, obviously, I could have done this in one paste color as a one and done, and just basically that would have been it. And that would be really quick. And I wouldn't have to worry about the paste and peel method or trying to hurry this along. But anytime you're doing something a little bit more involved, use the paste and peel. It'll make it much easier. I missed the top of my letter here. Let's see if I can get enough through there. Excuse my arms here. There we go. So I'm going to put this aside to dry and give my transfer a quick little scrub. Best way to clean your transfer is actually at the sink. Barring that, if you have a tub, you can put a little tub of water and use that to clean your transfer. That works really good. But generally, I would wash it at the sink and just kind of massage it with my fingers or use a board eraser to clean it. Remember, our transfers are adhesive back, so I've got this sitting on my mat and it's not going to stick. I mean, it'll stick slightly, but it won't be a problem to lift up. But I do spritz the back with water just because sometimes I use a glass mat, and I just like to be in the habit of doing that in case I forget, use my glass mat and then end up with it stuck to it. So take my board eraser and I'm going to scrub this up real quick, show you how easy you could clean your transfers. But like I said, I would definitely advise doing them at the sink if you have that ability. You want to make sure you get all the paste out of the silk screen. If you're ever not quite sure, hold it up to the light, and if you could see through the silk screen, you're probably fine. Sometimes our more deeply pigmented paste, like the Dream Car, might actually stain the transfer a little bit, but that does not impact its usability at all. So I'm going to flip this over. Well, actually, wait a second. Let me hit it with a disinfecting wipe, and then flip it over and do the adhesive side. Now, because I let it sit too long, I do have some paste dried in the silk screen here, and I'm scrubbing that off a little bit. Our transfers are reusable 8 to 12 times, and basically with proper care, and the proper care is making sure that you get the paste out of the silk screen. So I have a little bit more work here. Like I said, it would be easier actually at the sink. If you have a spray on your sink, so much the better. It makes it really easy. Okay, you can tell I got some paste out of there. Just go over the butterfly a little bit more. I generally use a circular motion. Make sure the dark green came out of my leaves and stems here, because that's where I had some lifting. And then when I'm all done cleaning it, I go over it in one direction to remove the lint that I deliberately applied. And that renews the adhesiveness of the transfer. Now, depending upon how much you fuzz and what kind of surface and whatever, that's why the company says 8 to 12 times or more. It really depends. And, I mean, you could even use your transfers after they're not sticky. If you're having that issue, let me know. There are ways around it. So, a lot of people get a lot more than 12 uses out of their transfers. I'm going to just go back over here one more time because I could see some fibers on this. And then I'm going to speed dry it using my fuzzing cloth. Okay. I'm also going to hold this up a little bit, make sure everything looks clean. Okay. Now, fuzzing cloth has two sides. One is the microfiber and the other is the terry side that we fuzz with. I'm going to put this down, microfiber side up, lay the transfer on top of it, sticky side up, and then basically fold it over and squeeze the moisture out of the transfer. This will allow it to dry much quicker, but remember, do it on the microfiber side. So I'm touching the adhesive with the microfiber, not the terry. And then I'm going to set it aside to dry, and it'll only take a few minutes to dry. And then I can use it again. I think I'm going to leave this alone and go back over it. As long as I line it up properly, I think I'm fine with this flower, with the daisies. Get this up higher so you can see. But the butterfly actually doesn't look really good. It did a little bit of bleeding, or when I pulled it up, it just smeared. So I'm going to wipe that off and do the butterfly totally over. But the other, I'm just going to lay the transfer back down and chalk very quickly. So you can see, even making a repair or fixing an oops is pretty simple using our chalk paste, because it is water soluble. And this is one of the things that I was so amazed by. I watched someone do a project, and I said, wait, you can reuse that surface? Oh, wait a second, they made a mistake. All they have to do is wipe it off, fix that one little area, and then that's it. I'm like, seriously? I make mistakes all the time. So this is my type of thing. Okay. Use my fuzzing towel to dry it quicker. Okay. Now, this is all dry. I'm going to fuzz that transfer. And show you the proper way. I probably should have done it from the beginning with the paste and peel. Not trying to do it in just two areas. You can see how sticky this is. You get a feel for knowing how much to fuzz. As long as it's sticking as much as you could hear it when I lift it up here, I'm going to fuzz it a little bit more until that lessens somewhat. And these transfers, our newest vendor, they're kind of translucent, so it makes lining them back up over something that you've already done much easier. Now, I don't have an overhead light on, so for me it's going to be a little bit challenging here. It'd be easier if I had the other light on, but it creates so much of a glare that I generally turn it off. I can't see what I'm going for here. Let's see. I might have to turn it on. I think this might look good. This stem is definitely off though. Not quite sure how that happened. Let's try it again. You know what? I need more light. I'm sorry. Excuse the glare. But I need to see what I'm laying it over. Okay, I'm going to do a little repair work on the butterfly, or lay the butterfly down first. And I was in the Sunset. Was I using the Sunset Drive? So, how to do paste and peel the correct way. Do a little portion, like the little butterfly. Lift it up. I'm going to do this little flower and then lift it up. I thought I could be slick and get more done at one time, but I wasn't fast enough. Much better. Put this down, do my dream car wherever I put it. And make sure it's down correctly. This is what it should look like. Okay, and this was my shimmer melon. So let me find my shimmer melon. Or no, was it the flamingo? Shimmer flamingo, I think is what that was. Okay. Now you can't always paste, you can paste, put more than one layer of paste on, like if you wanted more, like a multiple of colors, or you can actually offset sometimes and do like where there's a, I can't think of what it's called, kind of like a backdrop image. And paste and peel again. I'm going to peel it up. That was a little offset, but actually I kind of think I like it. Okay, so, and I need to do this little bud down here that I forgot again. And then lift it up. I missed a little bit on the edge. Right there. Catch that. There we go. So now I have to deal with the bottom. Turn this around a little bit, move things up. I have so many pastes out of here. Out here right now. I'm getting myself in trouble. And I'm not quite sure where I had to do all the repair. I know it was the stem. And let me change my squeegee and try something here. That was in the eucalyptus, and actually I'm thinking my eucalyptus might be a little bit thick. And that might be the problem with it. If your paste is too thick, add a little spritz of distilled water to it and thin it down. I'm not sure if that was what was going on with this or not. Let me take another look at it and see. Oops. Well, this looks like it might be fine. It was probably just me being slow. And I've got some air bubbles here, so I want to make sure. Ooh, big air bubble here. Make sure I don't have an air bubble. And scraping up the paste and then using it in another area. This might have a little bit of an air bubble. I hope not. Okay. Let's lift it up and take a look. Okay, that looks much better. So what I'm wondering is the forest green is so dark that maybe I should just do it all in the eucalyptus. It just really kind of fades away on the board. So I'm going to set this back down and go over this with the eucalyptus. Make it a, I'm thinking, do I have another green out here? I probably don't. I could actually mix my forest with a little bit of yellow or a little bit of white and lighten it up, but for right now, being that I'm taking much longer than I normally do on a live, I'm going to just go ahead with the eucalyptus. If I don't like it, I'll just lay it down again and adjust the color. So yes, you can create your own colors by mixing your paste together. Really easy to do. Okay, paste and peel, paste and peel. I'm lifting this up and taking a look at it. Oh, that shows up so much better, but I do have a little area right here that I missed. Let me go over it. There we go. Voila, much, much better. Let me try the daisies while I'm at it. There's a lot of stems and leaves here. I think I could do this part pretty quick. I'm using a squeegee that I cut up. It's a little bit quicker because it's wider than the detail tool, so a little bit faster. Now let me lift this up. Paste and peel. Paste it, peel it up. Let it dry for a moment, and then you can set it right back down. Okay, that looks pretty decent. I got a little bit of lift there, but I just kind of pushed it right back down with my finger. I need to do the daisies. I need to do the flowers a little bit. And I need to do the stem right in the middle. So turn around and do one more stem, and then we'll be done with that. I don't want that sticking. Sometimes I have little things that I put here to hold things up a bit, and I can't find anything that I could use. Okay, just let it fall back down again. Okay, I think I have all that. Let me lift this up and take a look. Oh yes, don't my stems and leaves look much better with the eucalyptus? So much lighter. You can actually see them now. There's a little modeling here, but what the heck, in nature there could definitely be multiple colors on a stem and leaves. So I think that's fine. I'm going to lift this up a little bit more over here. Okay, I think I've done paste and peel on everything, except I just need to do these daisies. And this is a little bit offset, but I'm going to go with it. And what I think I'm going to do is just go over with the white and not worry about the yellow centers. Let me clean this up and we'll move forward. I'm really bad about putting covers on my paste, so definitely sometimes I have to thin it with distilled water. And the reason you use distilled water is so that any minerals in your tap water don't impact the pigmentation of the paste. and change the color, because sometimes that could happen, a little chemical reaction there. Okay. Peel and reveal time. Oh, wait. Do I need to do the lettering? Just keep breathing. Okay, that's fine. Here we go. I do apologize for the length, but I hope you've learned from my mistakes. I make mistakes all the time. What could I say? I learn. I try and learn from them and not repeat them. And I should realize that in my haste to be real quick with my live, I created my own problem. So I do apologize for that. Just remember, if you're faced with the same thing, do the paste and peel. I've got a little blur here where it's smeared. Once this is dry, I'll go in with the pointy part of the detailing tool and just scrape that out and put the definition here too. I'll just clean it up a little bit and add more definition to it. But this is March's Club Couture called Botanicals, and I think it lends itself. It's fine as it is in one piece, but you can mix and match and use these flowers anywhere you want. What do you think? If you would like to be on my VIP group and are not, comment VIP below and I will send you the link so that you can be privy to more projects, tips, tricks, and specials, and the occasional Happy Mail. Thank you so much for watching tonight. I surely do appreciate your patience and everything. Have a good evening. See you soon.